following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Love Pro Wrestling Grand Championship. Your referee, PWA Hall of Famer, and your 2023 Official of the Year, Mike the Fitzpatrick. Making their way to the ring first, your challenger.
The biggest prize in Love Professional Wrestling is on the line on a Thursday night for the first time. Michael Richard Blais called out the Canadian Goose Kyle Shaw at the top of the program. Had some harsh, some stern words, including calling Kyle Shaw a loser.
This has been a huge opportunity for Goose.
This is a massive opportunity for Kyle Shaw.
Weighing at 195 pounds from Goose Creek, Alberta, the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw.
Talking to that thing like you mean it, Blair Pacheco.
Sorry, I'm trying here.
Probably the biggest opportunity in Kyle Shaw's career tonight. Michael Richard Blais confident
And your champion.
that he can make this a wasted opportunity as he makes his first defense in his second reign as the LPW Grand Champion. Blais coming to the ring alone. Usually he's flanked by Stephen Crow and Taryn from accounting. Taryn, we saw in action earlier tonight. Stephen Crow going to make his first defense of that that clandestine Wrestling Society Championship of Salvation in our main event.
This is really Michael Richard Blais not really giving Kyle Shaw his just due here. Maybe underestimating him a little bit. Leaving the Clandestine Society in the back.
Making his way to the ring, representing the Clandestine Society and hailing from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Weighing in at 195 pounds, he is your savior. He is God's gift to wrestling. Your LPW Grand Champion, Michael Richard Blais.
And let's be honest here, the Canadian Goose coming off knee surgery.
The deck is stacked against Goose right now. Let's be honest. But it's still an opportunity for him here.
I don't believe we've seen Kyle Shaw compete in Love Pro Wrestling since the very, very first live event, if even on that one. My memory is not what it once was.
Shaw's going to be fired up for this one. You could tell that interview before, the promo by MRB, that really got to him, and understandably so.
I don't believe that Blais respects the Canadian Goose. I don't believe that Michael Richard Blais thinks that Goose has a shot here, has a chance. But hey, that's why we play the games.
Yeah.
And the fans here at the Rec Room, they brought their honks along. Did you see that book that contained that chain that MRB used against Lumberjack Larry Woods in November to help secure his second reign as LPW Grand Champion? Blais' eyes locked on his opponent.
You ready to go? I'm the Canadian Goose. I ain't afraid of anyone. It's the winter, you fly south.
The LPW Grand Championship match underway. And again, the Goose feeding off the energy, feeding off the fans here at ringside.
Goose is going to need everything he can to have a shot at MRB. So whether it's getting the fans behind him, getting that extra little advantage, he's going to need it.
The Greco-Roman knuckle lock, locking fingers. Blais, perhaps some mind games early on.
why Gooses don't trust.
Hush now, you're not on the microphone.
Come on, Michael. Clean break. Clean break. Get out of the corner.
Backing Shaw into the corner.
Clean break, Michael. Clean break.
Let me save you, Goose.
Hey, he's giving him the option here.
There is absolutely zero respect. He feels his title reign is not threatened whatsoever. Taking a knee.
We have learned you cannot underestimate your opponent. That's one thing here. You can never do that. And I'm a little scared that MRB is doing a little too much of that.
I mean, a flippant attitude to say the least. And Goose's eyes, his gaze, his stare focused on Blais from the second he came out of the curtain.
I'll give you a shot. Take my arm. Don't do it, Goose.
Should I take his arm?
MRB offering that left arm again, just no respect.
How much of this from MRB is just mind games with Goose? Just toying with him here.
And Shaw put Blais on his ass, right back up. I think that stirred something inside the champion. Caught him with that boot. Taking on that side headlock. Goose gonna try to shoot him off. Held on and rolled through, shoulders down.
Oh, Goose almost had him there.
Goose almost stole the title, and I think that might have pissed MRB off. Perhaps the fun and game's over. Stomping on the side of the face of the challenger. Oh, man.
This new MRB is vicious.
That was gross and violent. And perhaps Kyle Shaw's dreams of becoming LPW Grand Champion fading in his own mind.
With a knee like that to the ribs, you've seen wrestlers, you've seen fighters not able to compete after something like that.
I mean, well, just breathing difficult, let alone trying to fight.
Game's over, Goose.
And we know Goose is coming back from that knee surgery.
Come on, Michael. Watch the fight. Come on. Get him out.
Driving that elbow right into the bridge of the nose.
I hate to say it, but deck is completely stacked against Goose tonight.
Want to continue? Continue.
And Blais knew that the second that he called him out. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Oh, I mean,
I mean,
MRB,
there's a locker room full of guys and gals, amazing talent that he could have picked to be in this match. And he picked the guy in the ring holding the microphone in the suit jacket. I mean, let's call a spade here.
he is really trying to, he's trying to take over LPW, this new attitude.
Blais controlling the head, controlling the body. European uppercut sends him down to the mat. Blais methodical, every movement purposeful. Goose needing those middle rope to try to get back to his feet. Blais going to drag him up by the ear. Blatant choke over that middle rope right in front of the fans. Again, he knows what he's doing.
Get him off the ropes in the center of the ring. Come on, smart now.
There is a serious look of concern on some of the fans' faces for Goose.
Goose firing in shots, trying to fight up from underneath. That right hand on the jaw.
If the wind wasn't knocked out of him before, it is now after that kick.
Snapping off that vertical suplex. Vicious, ugly knee. Hook in the leg, that might be enough.
There's still a lot of fight left in this Goose, that's for sure.
I mean, Kyle Shaw's a scrappy bastard. We've seen it for years in wrestling rings here in Alberta and Western Canada.
Look, I've seen Gooses before, or geese before. You don't want to cross them.
The one-gun salute. The middle finger presented itself, and Blais choosing to attack that very middle finger. Small joint manipulation. Oh, man. That is not supposed to bend that way.
This is reminiscent of when your older sibling would grab your hands and start hitting you with them.
And that's hard to watch. Using the leverage to take the shoulders right down.
Come on, Michael, now.
Man, All those small bones in the hand might be broken, fractured, sprained, displaced, displeased. Disgusting. And that gleam of light that Shaw had earlier on the microphone starting to fade from the eyes. He's being picked apart by Blais.
Goose has to get something going here because MRB is just having his way with him. He's toying with him at this point.
Come on, out of the corner.
Ringing that arm as he looks to fire him across again. Everything he had behind that whip into the buckle. And there's an eerie hush, an eerie calm, an uncomfortable silence in this room.
Like, the fans are still behind Goose. They want to see him get something going here, but it's tough with this new MRB.
Trying to rip the nose off his face. Oh, man. Hard knife edge chops, the sound ringing off the walls here at the rec room. Irish whip sends Blais into the buckle, through the ropes down to the floor. This is the opening he needs.
Goose has to capitalize on that. This is a massive opportunity for him, and he can't take too much time.
Trying to clear out the cobwebs and form some sort of game plan. Blais back under that bottom rope, back inside the ring. Firing back with chops of his own. Blais felt that one. I think it pissed him off.
Goose just can't get anything going. It's one and done.
Blais might be looking for that brainbuster on the knee. Jockeying for position on that vertical. I mean, whoever gets this is going to have a clear advantage. Man, back and forth. Oh, that shot to the ribs might seal the deal for Michael Richard Blais. Or not, snapped over.
Goose capitalized on that little bit of a delay there by MRB.
Yeah, Goose able to get the hips in underneath and snapped him over. The Fitz administering the 10 count. And there is life in the Canadian Goose, the Cobra Chicken, if you will.
He's flapping those wings and he's trying to get it. There we go.
Maintaining control. Back to his feet. Beautiful. Vertical suplex, the blood rushing to the skull of the champ.
He can't waste too much time here. You do not want to give MRB that chance to recuperate.
Honk along at home. The Goose looking to honk his way to becoming the new LPW Grand Champion.
It's tough even for me not to honk along. You want to see Goose get something.
Oh, man. That rocked the jaw. Blais clothesline takes him down to the canvas.
Big elbow.
And the pendulum has swung in the direction of the Goose. Butterflying those arms. Blais spun out immediately, wanted no part of it. Into the Russian leg sweep. Kyle Shaw, he seemed almost surprised himself with that Russian leg sweep.
Things are starting to look into Goose's favors. He just has to keep capitalizing.
I think he might be able to look 2 and 3 maneuvers in advance. Butterflying the arms with that DDT. We could see a new champ right here. Oh, man.
How are you?
The veteran experience of MRB coming into play with that one.
Yeah, Goose, I think, a little disappointed. I think the wind might have been taking a bit out of his sails. He's trying to fire himself back up to get back to that place.
Who wants to see the Sister Abagoose?
The Sister Abagoose.
Oh.
I want to see the Sister Abagoose. We caught him.
That sounds like something Eli Surge would be looking for.
Blais able to escape, rolled him up too close to the ropes. Back up to his feet. Another hard chop. Goose firing back.
He's not taking it this time, fighting back.
Right to the jaw. Goose firing back with one of his own. Trading blows in the middle of the ring.
That veteran experience of MRB just constantly coming into play here against Goose.
Able to reverse that Irish whip. Blais twisting the body of Goose, and again bouncing off that middle rope. Caught that boot coming in. Oh, massive headbutt sends Blais awkwardly tumbling down to the floor. That was an awkward fall. Goose knows he needs Blais back in the ring. He can't win the title on the floor. Grab a hold of those two. Blais going to the eyes and that nose.
The dirty tactics coming into play.
Come on. Sorry, Mike. Come on.
Tying him up in that top rope.
Michael, get him off the ropes.
He's just manhandling.
Oh, kick right in the sternum. Trying to collapse that chest in.
The ring rust here might be playing into a factor with Goose.
I mean, not regularly competing. We don't know what his cardio is like. Caught Blais coming in. Gonna try to heave him off that top rope. Blais trying to fight it. Hurling MRB halfway across the ring. Gonna go for the cover. Could see a title change.
Goose just can't get discouraged. He just has to keep digging down. It will come if he keeps at it.
Keep that foot on the gas. Things are going in your favor.
Want to see a sister have Goose? Come on.
Might be time for that Sister Abba Goose. Oh, Blais able to arm drag his way out of it, controlling that arm.
Oh, he's ripping that wing right off.
Double underhook. Trying to maybe go for that final consecration. Spinning out, the back of the head hit hard.
Don't take too much time, Goose. Go for that cover.
Now Goose looking to take to the sky up to that middle rope. See what he's got in mind here. MRB making his way back to his feet. Oh, pulling the Fitz in the path of destruction.
MRB doing whatever it takes.
Just that momentary distraction, that veteran move. Able to put a halt to whatever plans Goose had from that middle rope. Blais gonna follow him up now. Oh, he's biting him. He's biting him. Come on now. What the hell is wrong with this guy?
He's using every trick in the book.
That's not a trick.
I mean, he's using every tactic in the book.
An inside cradle, that's a trick. I think biting's a felony. Blais looking perhaps for that superplex, muscling Goose over. And perhaps the beginning of the end of the Canadian Goose's chances of becoming
There's still a lot
the LPW Grand Champion. He got the shoulder up.
There's still a lot of fight in Goose, but the smile on MRB's face, that is telling. Just showing that he's having his way with Goose right now.
I gotta be honest though, I think the Goose is giving him more of a fight than he expected. He expected a cakewalk, a night off, an easy W, and that's not what he's getting.
No, he's getting the whole kit and caboodle with Goose tonight.
You said kit and caboodle?
I did.
I like it.
Are you saved now?
Just trying to skirt the line here.
Blais up to his feet.
I need your help with it. Go on. Come on.
He's grasping, trying to get to those ropes to help himself out.
He's looking for that last little bit of energy in the tank, looking for the fans to charge that battery.
You're supposed to let salvation guide you. Headbutt him again, Goose.
Goose isn't backing down. He's still
Blais absorbing that chop.
there was a little
Perhaps,
spike on that
yeah,
one.
not absorbing that one. Gonna fire back with that forearm right to the ear. Man. And the Goose standing tall in the middle, taking the best shots from the champ, staying on his feet, firing back with his own. Toe to toe. Oh, man.
Goose is putting up a fight.
Oh, man.
Going back to the dirty tactics.
I mean, you go with what brought you to the dance. Just muscling him up, making him think about it before he eats that spine buster.
That was an Arn Anderson-esque spine buster there.
I think Blais has come to the realization that, man, his easy night, his night off is just not that, not going according to plan, and now all that anger, all that frustration coming out.
Come on. He's just toying with them here. There's no need for those.
Man. I mean, when is enough enough? I mean, even the Fitz is saying just...
He's made his point.
Fitz is checking on Goose to see if he's fit to continue.
And Goose isn't going to give up.
I mean, there are signs of life, and that's all that matters. That's all it takes.
No.
The crowd is still firmly behind Goose here. They're honking him on.
Blais calling a shot, calling for that brainbuster on the knee, and he hit it! And that's gonna be it for the Canadian Goose, or not!
Wow. I don't think MRB was expecting that.
You could feel the waves of shock registering around the room as Goose kicked out of the brainbuster.
Tides are changing.
I mean, it's unheard of. It's an incredibly rare occurrence for somebody to kick out of the brainbuster, let alone try to get back to his feet.
Goose has to be running on pure adrenaline after that one.
Blais looking for that final consecration. Goose trying to keep that center of gravity low, dropping to the knees. He wants no part of it. Blais trying to muscle him up, but it's just not happening. Perhaps rethinking another strategy.
All I wanted was for you to keep your ass down.
Sore kick to the jaw, floors the challenger, but Kyle Shaw will not go quietly into the night, making his way back to his feet with the support of the flock,
Calling him on.
ducking that clothesline.
A little do-si-do.
Off the ropes, block that hip toss. Beautiful head scissors, snaps Blais over. Another head scissors snaps Blais over, sending him down to the floor.
Lucha Libre Goose is not what I was expecting tonight.
And the Canadian Goose flying through the air with the greatest of ease.
Goose was flying south here in the rec room.
What the hell's happening?
Right into the third row.
Heaving Blais back inside the ring. A wise move if he wants to become champ.
Just has to capitalize here, and we could see a new champ.
Up to that middle rope. The Canadian Goose with the cross body. Putting together some impactful offense. Blais out of sorts as he gets back to his feet. It's that Sister Abagoose.
He was calling for it all match.
Third time's the charm. Oh, too close to the ropes. Got the leg and the arm on that bottom rope. And the win.
That has to be discouraging now for Goose.
Yeah, the win coming out of the sails of the challenger.
He can't get unraveled here.
Blais using that ring apron to pull the pins out from under the Goose. I mean, it's intelligent, maybe unethical, but intelligent, as the Canadian Goose will now suffer his final consecration. It wasn't easy. It wasn't a walk in the park.
And still the Pro Wrestling Grand Champion, Michael Richard Blais.
It wasn't a night off. It wasn't an easy out. But it was a successful title defense for God's gift to wrestling, Michael Richard Blais.
Goose put up a hell of a fight here tonight. I mean, I don't think anybody expected him to get it in as much as he did, but it still wasn't enough. This MRB is something.
The Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw, he made a statement tonight. He made more than a valiant effort. And I think, although he'll never admit it, you'll never hear the words come from his mouth, I think he earned the respect of the champ.
100%. Boris, thank you very much for this opportunity tonight.
The pleasure was all mine.
You gonna take your kids and your caboodles back to Winnipeg on the bus, or have fun?
I don't know why you're sitting down. You're out, pal. JPJ coming in. Your night's over, my friend.
What did a guy do to get this kind of treatment?
That's all right. Hey, you got the big night tomorrow. You rest those vocal cords up. You're going to need them.
Okay, Boris. Here comes your favorite acronym.
Before we get set for our main event, an introduction to a hell of a guy who flew all the way here from Massachusetts, JPJ.
Hello, sir.
I believe MRB thought that was going to be an easy out to walk in the park, and it most certainly was not.
What an effort. What an effort by Goose. And he's getting, the crowd is giving it to him now, as they should. That was a hell of a match.
And he's going to walk out of here like a man under his own power.
One more for the Canadian Goose.
Well-deserved admiration from the crowd. Hell of an effort.
Not you. I'm sorry I didn't win. I'll wrestle Von Vertigo some other time.